Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ducky's CPAP guide. During this guide, I'll be going over how to do 7, um, and then math phase, and panic phase, and also general DPS and some dodges. But I won't be going over 5. Some stuff you can carry over, some stuff you can't. So if you get anything from this video, that's good. First off, drop down. Don't get hit by the first attack. A lot of people die from it. Unlucky, easy death. Does DPS the boss. 5 should be taking care of the shields. The single shield. For the punch, you either want to dodge to the side or dodge across past him. Alright, this is the first panic phase. The 5 takes care of the double shields. Everyone just stacks up and attacks the boss. Alright, normally if you want speed-wise, after that burst, the knockback, the knight blocks it. A little bit after that burst, either 5 or 7 can go back to their spots and throw a bomb to pop off the initial shield. That's only for speed. You don't have to do it. Oh, this guy does it. So he's going to be there. Throws a bomb. It's gone. For 7, this is where you're going to be. Oh, and then right off the bat, you can see 11 o'clock spawned, which means that the bombs on the 3rd floor will also spawn. So your job as the 7 is to kill all the small bombs that spawn. So first, I like to take care of the shields and let the bombs spawn a little bit, but for beginners, I'd say just go straight away and wait for the bombs if you see this. So you see it popped off one shield, then it went up. As a wizard, you can do it from down here. You'll see me do it. Or you can climb up here and do it. But when clearing these 2 up here, you want to make sure that you let these 2 spawn first. You see it hold off until the second one spawns. And then I kill it. And then after that, you stand on this block and just auto attack right here. If you're ballsy and you want to min-max or, you know, just help take down shields, you can drop down, throw 1 bomb, and then come back up. But you've got to be fast to do that and don't mess up or the bomb will blow up, because this bomb is hella fast. And then for bombing, there's a little trick. What I like to do is, you see right now, you're going to see this thing sort of stagger. That's one of the tricks. Another trick is to look at his hands. I don't do that. Someone else can teach you that if they want to do that, but I'm going to use this. Alright? So you watch this thing stagger, and if he isn't doing an attack that doesn't spawn shields, he won't. That was sort of confusing. Let me rephrase that. If he does an attack that spawns a shield, he will spawn a shield. If he doesn't, then he won't. But it's best to just throw a bomb anyways. See, he does spawn a shield there. And I can sort of see, I can sort of time it myself, so I throw it as well. And that laser was a quick laser, very rough to dodge sometimes. I could have stood over here and dodged it fine, but I died. These lasers are very hard to dodge if he places it correctly, and there's not much you can do to avoid it other than pray that your team doesn't bait him to laser in your direction. We call those quick lasers, if I didn't say that. Stagger, throw the bomb. Well, during his lasers, you can come down in DPS as well. I sort of got greedy here, didn't do much, should have just waited or stayed there. Again, I looked at his back, throw the bomb. Another thing I like to mention is if you and 5 hit the bombs at the exact same time, it will only take down 1 shield. You'll see me do that a lot during this video. Alright. Oh, another thing I want to go over is his slow laser. His walk. When he does this little walk here, it's really obvious that he's either going to laser 7 or 5. So if you can tell this walk, you can go up and around him and start DPSing, which is what I do right now. It's because I can tell he's gonna laser 7. You don't have to do that. You can just always climb down the ladder and wait, or you can stay up there. But just to help the run, or if you're doing 5-PAP or 7-PAP, you need to contribute some damage, just do this. Smack that bomb whenever it spawns. That walk, you see I come down and then I laser him, or I start DPSing him because I can tell when the laser's coming. Another thing I do is during certain attacks, like the clap and lasers, he won't spawn a shield. So during those time frames, I know I'm allowed to dish in a little bit of DPS. So that's also another way to deal a little bit of damage while you're doing bombs. If he's close enough, you can attack him like this. Oh, and I think during this part you can see a lot of me and the other guy bombing at the same time. See right here, during a laser, he won't spawn a shield. You have a perfect opportunity to deal lots of damage. Just throw all your strong abilities and then go back. He did the walk thing again. I can tell he's doing a laser. Come down and damage him. Let me see if I can catch me and him doing it at the same time. That was a quick laser. Oh, you see, doing 7, usual. Again, I just go back so that people who do 7 know what to look for. 11 spawns, which means these will spawn not shortly after. Right now, I give it some time. I see it, and I give it some time because it takes time for the second one to spawn. Like I said, that's sort of an advanced thing to do. Risky if you're new. So if you want to be safe, just go up right when you see these spawn. And if you're a wizard, you can attack it from here. This guy for 7 really only shows how wizard kills it. The other classes you'll have to find out by asking other people. So yeah, sorry I can't tell you how. After you kill those, stand here, auto attack right here. And another thing I want to show that a lot of people die to is when he does these lasers, and you think you have to stand there. When you're standing here and attacking, pay close attention to his lasers, and do not ignore it, or you will die. So watch. You don't have that short of a timer in the bomb to where you don't have, where you can just avoid this, and where you have to stand there. So always dodge this laser. You'll always have enough time to come back down and attack the small bomb. But be fast about it if it's a tight laser. Now he's phasing. At 65% he phases. One note I have to make, as a 7, if during his phasing 11 bombs spawn, you have to stay here to clear the bombs. You have to miss the first buff. Alright? And you have to clear out the bombs like usual, then you can come back down. And this is where I start teaching the math phase. This thing right here, this effect, is what gives you the buff. Boom, I got blue buff. Now your job here, after getting the buff, is to match this timer as close to this timer as you can. While you have matching timers, you gained an increased survivability from his attacks as long as it's matching. So using these math tiles, you can multiply or divide the buff timer. You can also look at the way I dodge to try to formulate your own way of dodging. I don't want to really waste time on going over that. If you need help with that, just message me and I'll try to give you some tips. During this phase, during that attack, you want to either get out of the circle behind him. Over here, they're not doing much. But if you're behind him, you can still damage. Or you just want to be right behind him so when he sucks you in, your body blocking it with his body. You see, you see it do. You see I divided to match the timers. Another thing I like to mention when triggering these math tiles, you have to stand on them and take the damage in order to trigger the math effect. Like I just did right now. If you dodge before it blows up and hurts you, then you won't get the math tile effect. I sort of fucked up here and ran out of timer because he extended. Oh, let me go over extension. Sorry, I missed that. This move right here is when he extends the timer to 30 seconds. This really cucks people if they have really low timers. Best thing is to just get used to surviving without a buff. If you're lucky and you have long buff timers, you can just math up and up to 30 seconds and match the timer. But usually, you'd want to just do your best to avoid every attack. 30 seconds. I run out of time eventually because I don't have math tiles. See, while I have no buff, if I get hit by anything, I will most likely die. Alright, now he phases. This gives the buff. It will give the next buff, the red buff, which you will see right now. When he spawns the buff, oh shit. When he spawns the buff, you'll either get a like 35 second, 15 second, or 55 second buff. So make sure you keep an eye on that. He will always start at a 60 second buff. Or 59, I don't know. There's a lot of things you can do when you don't have the buff, or that you should do. I'll be going over that later in the video, as I do remember running out of red buff. During this run, I try to put myself in every situation that can happen. So, just stay tuned if you want to know what to do, or just go to a certain part. I guess I don't know. This is a very scuffed video. You can already tell. So I cucked myself here by having too high of a timer. I didn't notice myself math up, I guess. So you'll see what happens when you have too high of a timer and he changes buffs. So right now he's going to change the blue buff. Since I still have this buff, I will not receive the blue buff. And if you're in this effect, while he switches buffs, it will get rid of your current buff. So boom, it goes away. And I don't have blue buff, so I have to dodge out of my mind or else I'll die. I think I get lucky here and I survive one punch. But I also lose an SP. I get like a debuff if I get hit. Maybe not this time. We'll see. Oh, I just died. phases, I get the next buff 15 seconds. I think I let it burn down because I want to show you guys what it's like to survive without red buff. I don't do a good job, I remember this, but I think I can just talk you guys through this. Okay, so I see my buff is low, and this ball attack, if you're in front of him, it will lock onto you, and you can tell it's locking onto you by these red marks. Fuck. God damn it. By the red marks on your feet. By these red marks. That's when you know a ball is targeting you. And since I'm low on buff timer, or if you're out of buff, you don't have the red buff, you need to try to jump on the edge and hang on to it. I get lucky here somehow and cause the gear to spawn on the bottom or not spawn. But the chances of that happening are very low. So usually you want to try to hang on the wall. I suck ass and I didn't hang on the wall, but I got lucky. The game loves me. Oh, you think I just get lucky once? Boom! I get lucky again. Yes, you can do that as well if you're pro. Okay, I can't do it consistently. At least I don't think I can. If you dodge right when that hits you, you'll dodge the exploding cog as well. Alright, now we're into panic phase. During this phase, I'm gonna show you how to do glass bombs and the general dodging. But before I do that, I also want to mention something for red buff phase that a lot of people die to. Let me go back a little bit. So these cogs, they'll target your teammates, and if your teammates are they need to go somewhere or dodge a certain direction towards you guys, if this cog spawns on your feet, it can kill you. So your teammates essentially kill you. So when he does this move, be very careful and watch your feet to make sure that none of your teammates spawn a cog near you. These things have a pretty big explosive range, so dodge out of the way. And now we will skip to panic phase. Alright, for glass bombs, you want to try to hang on this block, hop up, jump, grab the bomb, and do not grab the wall again. Just let your character fall. Like I just did right now. And then toss it. One thing you want to watch out for, if you and another guy grab the bomb at the same time, let one of them throw the bomb first, and you throw it after. Like I said before in the video, if 2 bombs hit the boss at once, it will only count for 1 shield. Right here I see Zakum do it, so I just go and I just get back up in DPS so that I can grab the healing and don't die. Alright. One thing I want to mention during this panic phase is the priest can only heal 6 people. So only 6 out of these 10 people will get healing unless they pop a pig. So if you're unlucky, you won't get healed during this phase. That's why you want to have emergency elixirs and potions just ready to pop when you're low. For the first 2 cogs, if you have a knight and the knight is trustworthy, the knight will block the first 2 cogs. As you can see right here, there's the first cog, he blocked it. Second cog coming, he blocks it. After after his shields are gone, you have to dodge the cogs in whichever direction your team decides to dodge. The usual direction you will see right about now. Don't dodge early, wait for the cog symbol to spawn. And if the priest is good, they will save this cross or whatever for after the shields. You want to make sure you dodge with the cross so you get maximum healing. Dodge when you see the cross. Wait for it. Do not dodge early or else you'll cuck your team and they have to dodge in a random direction. Dodge. See it. Dodge. See it. Dodge. You get it now. You see I almost died there because I didn't get any healing, so I had to pop potions. Another thing I like to note for anyone that does low DPS, not calling you out, nothing bad, but if you do end up wiping during this phase, it is best for you to stay dead so that the carries can get as much healing as possible. So if there's 4 people dead, stay dead, because the other, unless you need the DPS. If you need a DPS, then revive. But if your carries can do it, if your carries got enough damage, it's best for you to stay dead and let them get healed, so they don't die from RNG. No heals. That's only in certain circumstances, though. If it's like a really rough and close run and your DPS needs to do as much as they can and they can't risk death, I'd suggest not reviving. And CPAP's about to die. Usual shield. Second shield. The knight should tell you how many shields he has. 0. Dodge the cog. And he's dead. Alright. That's the end of Ducky's Scuffed CPAP guide video. I hope this helped you guys in some way. And thanks for watching.